Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Mindset Matters. My name is Vic. I'm a mindset coach, and on this channel, we talk all things resilience, presence, gratitude, how to upgrade our mindset to upgrade our life. So, if that sounds good to you, stick around, stay a while. My vision for you right now is that you are either relaxed and you're fully paying attention to my voice and all the things that I have to share with you today. Or another option, pop in some headphones, go for a walk, get out in nature. Maybe you make yourself a tea. I have a tea here. And I like to listen to podcasts when I clean. A little multitask option as well. So today we're going to talk about limiting beliefs. Yikes. We all have those. We're going to talk about limiting beliefs. We're going to talk about the fear of being seen and spotlight effect. Okay, so let's get right into it. You are a human. If you're watching this, you're probably a human. And as a human, you have desires, you have dreams, you have beliefs, you have values. You also have a self-concept. Okay, and our self-concept is how you see yourself. So you might be down here, okay, I'm signaling to one corner of the screen. You might be here and your self-concept is how you see yourself here, where you are now. And over here on the top of the screen is maybe your ideal self, okay, your vision for your perfect life, the things that you really want to manifest, everything you want to be constantly striving for is up here. Okay, so we do have kind of a journey to get there. So I kind of want to talk about today, our self-concept versus how other people see us versus how we actually are versus how you want to be, because these are all slightly different. And I think it's really important to get a grasp on your self-concept and understand maybe what's holding you back, because we all hold ourselves back. Let's be honest. Every single person has limiting beliefs. We all have maybe dreams, desires, things we want to accomplish. And if it was super easy, everyone would just do it. But there's a reason why so few people seem to actually achieve their highest self, okay? Or the version of themselves they are seeing as their highest self. So let's get into it. I mean, if you listen to this podcast, you're probably a high achiever. You're probably someone who wants to achieve your goals. You have big dreams. You have maybe a vision of your ideal self. And so essentially, what's stopping us from getting there? Because again, if it was so easy, we would just do it. And I think there are a couple factors here. Firstly, and most bigly, hugely, most importantly, we stop ourselves. We stop ourselves from going from down here, who you are now, how you see yourself, and getting up to where you want to go. We stop ourselves because we are afraid. Often I think we're afraid of the judgment from other people. Imagine a world where nobody cared what other people thought, and you just went for it, unrelenting, gave no F's, and you just go and do the thing. And in theory, that sounds great, but also, let's be real. As humans, we do care what people think. We do. Every single person has a desire to be accepted, to belong, okay? We all have this desire. So it is unrealistic to just not care what anybody thinks of you. And I think that might be an unrealistic goal to want to achieve, right? Okay. And one thing I want to go back on is the self-concept, right? So we have the idea of who we are, how we see ourselves. But that actually isn't the same as how other people see us. Okay. And actually, self-awareness is both internal and external. So internal self-awareness, being in tune with yourself, your own desires, your beliefs, the challenges you face, how you hold yourself back. External self-awareness being kind of aware of how other people see us. And it's really hard to have an accurate picture of how other people actually see us because we're so absorbed with ourselves. And we'll get into spotlight effect in a little bit. we do stop ourselves because of this need to be accepted, this need to belong, and this need to impress the people around us. We all want to be loved. We all want to be accepted. So we have our self-concept, okay? How you see yourself, how others see you. But then there's like how you actually are. Some people are not very self-aware and they don't even realize how the behaviors they engage in or their habits aren't helping them get to where they want to go. Something I always talk about is negative self-talk. Cut it out. Don't talk badly about yourself. And the way you think, the way you speak is so important. People don't realize how important it is. If you constantly say bad things about yourself, you're constantly complaining, you are making life harder. You are not going to get closer to your ideal self. So self-awareness and building awareness of our bad habits so we can change them is really important. And then the last thing is, okay, your ideal self, where you want to be. And this is your personal vision, your dream, okay? Who are you? Imagine you wake up 15 years from now and your life is perfect. You have your dream job, you're hanging out with the people you love most, you're in a beautiful location, wherever that is for you. If we had a camera attached to your blouse or shirt, what would we see? What would be some images captured throughout your day, right? So visualization can really help with clarity, and clarity on what you want is really important. So let's get back to what's stopping you from getting there, right? We know where we're going now. We've got some clarity, but what else can happen? What else can kind of get in the way of that? So first of all, we stop ourselves because we have our own limiting beliefs. And the things, again, we tell ourselves over and over and over again are what we believe. So you have to keep showing up for yourself and keep being a little bit delusional. And I think that's totally okay. But the other part of what's stopping you from getting there is that we let other people stop us, right? Again, we want to belong. We want other people to like us. And it's not possible to just never care what anybody thinks, because we are social creatures and we have an intrinsic desire to belong, and it's a basic human need, okay? A sense of belonging is a pretty low on the hierarchy of needs by Maslow, which essentially is the steps to achieving fulfillment. The need to belong is pretty low on the hierarchy, as in it's one of the basic things you need before you can advance, okay? So, what I think we need to start doing, and the shift you need to make in your mind, is breaking free from the need for everyone to understand us and for the need to impress everybody, and to realize that not everyone actually cares. And to kind of shift from needing everyone to understand to just finding your people. And you will find your people, is what I'm telling you. And you can break free from the people who don't get it, who are going to make fun of you, who aren't going to support you, etc., etc. Okay? And a big part of this is realizing that not everyone actually cares that much. Okay? Nobody cares about you. And I mean that in the best way. Not that nobody cares, but nobody's paying as much attention to you as you think they are. And this is what we would call spotlight effect, okay? Spotlight effect is the psychological phenomenon by which people tend to believe they're being noticed more than they really are. Being that you are constantly the center of your own world, that means that getting an accurate evaluation of how other people see you is actually quite uncommon. We think people are paying way more attention to us than they really are. You are the center of your world. And I am the center of mine. I am the sun around which you all rotate. I am the sun. Okay? I am the freaking sun. Just kidding. But when we think about spotlight effect, okay, we think people are paying more attention to us. So how might this manifest? Well, you decide to make a YouTube channel. You decide to start posting on TikTok, or you do something embarrassing in public. Okay, you trip a little bit and you're like, oh my goodness, everyone around me noticed. Every single person is talking about me right now. Everyone noticed that my hair is a little bit greasy. okay? You walk into a party and you think the whole room stops and stares at you. All of these things are in our head, okay? Sure, a couple people might notice. Sure, if you start posting on TikTok, a couple people might say you're cringe. Guess what? Everyone has to start somewhere. Everyone is cringe. So essentially, Spotlight Effect is saying everyone is too worried about their own world to notice you that much in your world. Now, there have been studies done on this as well. So for one example, there was a study done where there was a room of people taking a questionnaire, and one person was asked to show up a little bit later, not knowing that everyone else had been started on the questionnaire. And before they went in, they were given a t-shirt, and it had like a big face of a celebrity on the t-shirt. And the person had to predict or think about how many people in that room would notice their embarrassing t-shirt. And what did they find? They found that the person assumed everyone or almost everyone would notice them wearing this embarrassing t-shirt. And in reality, when asking those people afterwards, most of them didn't even remember seeing it. So there's a lot of other studies to show that we actually aren't paying attention as much as you might think. I saw one study, it was a video, it was quite funny, but the person walked up to a clerk and the clerk bent down to grab something and a new person popped up, a totally different person. And they were trying to see if the person at the checkout would notice. Most of them didn't notice. Okay, this is when I was in university. I remember watching this study. So I don't know where it is. I'll try to find it. But yeah, most of the people didn't even notice that it was a completely different person standing in front of them. Why? Because we're going to buy our books or whatever it is. We're not really paying that much attention to the person helping us. And you might think, yeah, I pay attention. I would never do that. But yes, you probably would. And I think that's what's interesting is we have this self-concept where we think we're super self-aware and aware of our surroundings, but then Spotlight Effect exists. So all in all, I would say this is great news. Spotlight Effect. Okay, everyone's so absorbed in their own world that why not do what I want? Why not try new things? Why not stop being afraid of being seen? Again, I don't think that it's fully appropriate to say you can just totally get rid of that fear. But again, I think it's shifting from wanting to be accepted by everyone and just knowing that you will find your people and the people who support you will be there for you. And that's the people you need to start focusing your attention on. And I think one thing that's interesting about Spotlight Effect and social media is as soon as you start showing up on social media, people are going to see it. And there is a chance that people will make fun of you for it. And I think that that's just a chance you kind of have to take, okay? Not everyone's going to support you. Everyone who starts something, it's cringe until it's not, right? Everyone, I think, is embarrassing on themselves on the internet until they're successful. That's kind of how it works. And then what happens when they're successful? All those people who were making fun of you, they seem real quiet right now. So I think if you're afraid of being seen, you're afraid of putting yourself out there, and that's something that you want to do, you have to just learn to focus your attention on the people who support you and focus your attention on that vision of your ideal self, on that vision, that dream you have. That's what's going to help you keep pushing forward. And again, if you need help with clarity of what that personal vision is, I can help you out and we can start with a little action plan of how you're going to start shifting your mindset to believe you deserve these things. So I do want to give a personal example in terms of, finding people who support you and not worrying about the people who don't. I started a podcast and I started my coaching business and I started putting myself out there more and more on social media. It can be uncomfortable. Why? Because you are afraid of judgment and it's easy to get caught in that loop of, is this embarrassing? But guess what? It's only embarrassing if you allow yourself to be embarrassed. That's a whole other topic I could get into. But the reason I want to share this example is because something that you'll notice, and I saw a TikTok on this and I was like, yep, I've noticed this. There will be people who really support you. I have friends who listen to every single episode. They constantly give me feedback. They're always encouraging me. They're always asking questions. But I've also really noticed, and you notice pretty quickly, the people who just don't say anything. They don't ask questions. They don't really encourage you. They don't ask, hey, how's it going? What's new? And hey, maybe that's them being absorbed in their own world and not paying attention to yours. But I think also pay attention to that, and pay attention and be okay that maybe that's not someone that you can dream big with, and that's not someone that you'll share a lot of your ideas with. I have a few very close friends who I love bringing them ideas, because I know they're going to bounce ideas right back. They're going to be engaged. They're going to be like, yes, I love this. That is the people you need to surround yourself with, because the people who get it. The people who don't, sometimes they have a fear and they're projecting their own fear onto you and thinking, well, how could she do that? Like, she won't be successful. That's embarrassing. Meanwhile, that person is likely only projecting their own insecurities onto you, right? And I kind of think that's a good way to look at it in general as well. Anytime someone makes fun of you, like, okay, it depends how old you are. In, I think, like, high school, there's more drama. There's more people being insecure, and drama and talking about people, gossip is kind of common. But at this age, like, I am almost 30. I have better things to do with my time than to talk poorly about other people, right? So if someone is talking about me behind my back, it doesn't actually bother me, because it's more like, well, do they not have anything better to do, right? So I think that's a good mindset of looking at it, of flip it. Would you make fun of someone for this? Because you're doing it, and I think it's okay. So whatever your vision is, and again, it doesn't have to be about putting yourself on social media, but whatever your personal vision, maybe it's like you want to do a career change, maybe you want to take up a new hobby, maybe you really want to travel and you want to figure out how to work fully remote and be able to kind of be a digital nomad, whatever that is that you're looking for in your life or you're working towards. As long as you can keep that vision in mind, I think that really does help steer you to take those positive steps forward and to not be afraid of doing it and being judged and being seen. And I just want to say that I promise you, you will find your people. You might lose people along the way, but you deserve to become your highest self. You deserve to live the life that you want to live, and you deserve to go for it no matter what that dream is that you have. And if people don't support you, you can let them go. You can loosen your grip, and you can say, and I can tell you this with confidence, you will find the right people for you. And you can start to surround yourself with people who are also dreaming big, who are also doing big things. And I think that's actually really important, is you want to be around like-minded people and not people who are super limited in their own beliefs. Now, one more thing I wanted to add is, if you are on the other end and you're thinking, ooh, I actually pay a lot of attention to others, and maybe you judge other people a lot. I feel like I am the type of person, I do notice a lot when I'm out in public. I don't know if it's just because I love social psychology, I love human behavior, so I feel like I'm always kind of paying attention to what's around me. But I try not to ever observe from a judgmental standpoint. Meaning, if I see someone doing something that's maybe quote unquote weird or like different, I don't judge that person. I just observe it. Okay. Do your thing, and I move along. But I think if you are someone who feels the need to kind of judge others or talk poorly about others, there's something going on within yourself where you're projecting your own insecurities, or maybe you're not feeling confident in your own self. So in that sense, I think go inward and really try to work on how you view yourself and your own self-concept. And you need to get to a place where you believe that you're worthy, because I truly believe that people who are happy in their own lives won't be making fun of other people, because they just don't care to. Why would you do that? Why would you make fun of other people who are doing their thing? Like, why does it bother you? Right? I think any sort of negative resistance to other people just like living their life and going for it and doing their thing and chasing their dreams. Like, if you have resistance to that, it's probably because you believe within yourself that it wouldn't be possible for you. And that's what we need to start shifting so that you don't even care, right? And I think that's where spotlight effect is interesting, is we tend to think everyone's noticing us, but sometimes we do notice others. And sometimes we judge others, and sometimes we're negative about others. And I think the best way to live your life is to get to a place where you are happy, you have a vision for yourself, and you're able to at least constantly be reframing your mindset to work with you, work for you, and get you closer to where you want to go. So I'm going to leave this here. All the links are below. If you were interested in working with me, book a free discovery call. We can take 20 minutes risk-free to just chat, see if working together is the right fit. And that's all I have for you. Have a beautiful day. Bye.